Sometime in the distant past, in a little town settled between moving slopes and energetic knolls, there carried on with a young lady named Laila. She had the most brilliant eyes that reflected the purplish blue sky and a grin that could illuminate the haziest corners of any heart. Laila was known all through the town for her limitless interest and her thoughtful soul. Laila's days were loaded up with undertakings, from pursuing butterflies in the glade to aiding her grandma in the nursery. She had an exceptional bond with nature and could frequently be found conversing with the birds or murmuring privileged insights to the old oak tree that stood monitor at the edge of the woodland. At some point, Laila coincidentally found a secretive, old book in her grandma's storage room. It was canvassed in dust, with its calfskin restricting broke and pages yellowed with age. The book was loaded up with stories of mystical domains, fearless legends, and animals of legend. Laila was spellbound. Consistently, under the delicate gleam of her light, she would plunge into the book, carrying on with 1,000 lives through its accounts. As the days passed, Laila started to see something remarkable. The narratives from the book began to wake up around her. She would find particular impressions in the dirt, strange blossoms sprouting for the time being, and in some cases, she really might hear faint songs conveyed by the breeze. Tunes that appeared to come from a different universe. One night, as the sun plunged beneath the skyline, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, Laila heard a delicate voice calling out to her. She followed the sound to the old oak tree, where she viewed as a little, gleaming animal caught in a cobwebs. It was a pixie, no greater than Laila's thumb, with sensitive wings that shimmered like dewdrops in the dusk. Laila painstakingly liberated the pixie, who presented herself as Isla. In appreciation, Isla proposed to show Laila the otherworldly world from the tales, a world that existed lined up with her own, stowed away from the eyes of the people who didn't accept. Connected at the hip, Laila and Isla ventured into the domain of sorcery. It was where the unthinkable was conceivable, where the sky was painted with auroras consistently, and blossoms sang together as one with the morning breeze. Laila was awestruck by the magnificence and miracle that encompassed her. During her time in the supernatural domain, Laila learned numerous things. She took in the language of the trees, the dance of the water sprites, and the craft of meshing dreams into the real world. She met animals, everything being equal, each with their own accounts and intelligence to share. However, as all undertakings do, Laila's excursion in the otherworldly domain reached a conclusion. Isla made sense of that Laila's heart was excessively loaded with affection and generosity to avoid her reality for a really long time. Individuals required her light, her giggling, and her empathy. With crushing sadness, Laila expressed farewell to her new companions and the marvels of the otherworldly world. Isla guaranteed that the sorcery would continuously be a piece of her, and that she could return as the situation played out. Laila got back to her town with another feeling of direction. She imparted her encounters to any individual who might tune in, spreading stories of trust and charm. She sowed seeds of conviction and looked as the town changed, turning into where each corner held a bit of enchantment. Years went by, and Laila grew up to be a shrewd and kind lady, cherished by all. The enchanted she brought back from her experience won't ever blur. It lived on in her accounts, in her deeds, and in the hearts of those she contacted. Thus, the young lady who once pursued butterflies and murmured to trees turned into the guardian of wizardry in her town, a reference point of light directing others to see the miracle in their general surroundings. The end.